All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Fantasy Variation. Sorry for being out last week, but our man Colin had some big things going on. Congrats to our guy. He got engaged this weekend, so shout out to him. Colin, how you feeling, man? How you doing on this fine Tuesday night?
I appreciate it, man. I'm good. Newly engaged. Not a lot changes here, but it's good. Gonna start wedding planning here soon, but first we gotta finish off the fantasy championship run. So that's the first thing on our minds. We're ready to go. How you doing?
Absolutely, yeah, man. I'm doing pretty good. I'm real happy for you guys, and super happy. We got another special pod on our hands. We've got the other three people left in the fantasy playoffs. Obviously not myself. Dax Street Boys are no longer in it, but Colin, along with our other three playoff members here, Zach, Nichols, and Cole. Zach, I guess I'll pass it over to you first. How you doing tonight, man?
Good, man. Big win by my Steelers last night. Aaron Rodgers he looks like he's got his swagger back, and I mean AFC's wide open, so I'm feeling good. And I mean, obviously I got the fantasy team coming along, and I'd be remiss to say I'm used to the top four, but yeah, it feels good to be here. It does.
Absolutely, yeah, I love to hear that. And I think the guy you're taking on this week is sitting right next to you on my screen, Mr. Jake Nichols. Welcome back to the studio, man. How you doing?
Doing well. How you guys doing tonight?
Just great, man. We're happy to have you all here, and we'll pass it over to our last guy, Ron. How you feeling, man? Taking on Colin this week. How we doing?
I'm feeling pretty good. Had a late run here down the stretch at the end of the season, and this is not my mantra usually, being a high score efficiency offense, but Ron is taking charge down the stretch, and I'm excited to see what happens in the playoffs this year. We're making a splash down the stretch, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing we honestly got to talk about before we get into the playoffs, too, is the points for battle that we had. I mean, our playoff spots were already pretty much locked up for the most part. Me and Colin were talking about, me and him were battling for the most points for to see if you can get that $100 at the end of the year. All of a sudden, Ron's team comes out, puts up 201, beats me by 3 on the year for points scored, and he takes home the $100. So shout out, Ron. We didn't even really say anything about his team, but man, Puka, Josh Allen, and Michael Wilson took me out behind the shed and just beat the shit out of me. So shout out to them, and shout out to you for getting that $100.
Yeah, it really snuck up on me as well. I feel like I didn't really see it all coming together like that, but Michael Wilson has once we got Jacoby Brissett slinging the rock, he's had quite a little bit of a stretch down the last couple games, and then ETN, it seems like Jacksonville's really pulled it together down in Florida. So the guys are really putting it together, and we'll see if we can make a run, redeem from last year, where I was the projected favorite. So
yeah, that's a good call out. With last year, your team was so dominant throughout the year, and then all of a sudden fell off kind of near the end. And I guess maybe that's where we start on this episode. I think maybe with Nichols' game against Dean. All year we were talking about Dean's team. All year so dominant, going to be the title favorite, the team that no one wants to play in the playoffs. And then all of a sudden down the stretch, his team just starts faltering. Some injuries, some poor play by players or their quarterbacks. Things happen. His team kind of falls off, and then another stinker here against Nichols' team. He's able to take the win, 137 to 116 or so. So, Nichols, walk us through that. How'd you feel throughout this matchup here?
You know, I like early into the matchup, it seemed to be decided. So that was pretty comfortable just all weekend. 29 out of Bo Nix. I got 23.2 out of Jamar Chase, 24 out of Tyrone Tracy. I texted you guys during that game. He was doing it for Scadaboo. I'm a big fan of Tyrone Tracy being good for me right now. So, yeah, other than that, I got decent points from the rest of the team. Was not a game I was expecting to win. I was expecting to get a first-round bounce out of the playoffs this year. If we look at the points for this year, I am officially the lowest out of everybody. And here I am still in the playoffs, still chugging. So, happy with the win. Looking forward to this upcoming matchup.
Defense wins championships. That's certainly.
And no better time than the present. I've always said it. I've got a couple Giants fans like that Scadaboo pick. I mean, it's good on paper, but Tyrone Tracy that guy should be a 3-down back. He's that good, and I mean he was a workhorse from Purdue last year, and I don't understand Scadaboo, but yeah, he's good. He's good.
I gotta shout that out. I was always ripping on Tracy and Scadaboo from Nichols' team, so looking like a good pick. Got it.
I think with Nichols, what did you offer me at the beginning of the year? Was it Scadaboo and him, and then who else was it Metcalf?
Yeah, I think because you really badly wanted Metcalf at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And I think it was those three. So Scadaboo, Tracy, Metcalf for Tyreek Hill and Lamar Jackson. And obviously, like I'm not getting that trade, but hindsight for you, you probably would have taken it now. But
No shit. Yeah. I would have.
Yeah, I guess just a couple of things I wanted to call out on this game. You touched on a couple of guys that balled out this week. I need to call it Wan'Dale Robinson as well. I was looking through this matchup afterwards. Wide receiver 9 on the year right now. That is absolutely ridiculous. He's had a couple of different quarterbacks playing for him as well this year. Actually, at least 3. So no matter what quarterback's out there, he's getting targets, he's getting catches. He's even been able to score a few times this year, which has boosted his value a little bit with the Giants offense looking pretty solid. So awesome stuff there out of Wan'Dale Robinson. He's been a great pickup. And I feel like we talked about him extensively when you were on, Nichols, and talking about how every year, like we talk about, like how did this guy stay on waivers for so long? But I think you picked him up before the season started this year at least. So that's good.
yeah, he's one of those guys where I wasn't targeting him in the draft, but like you said, the draft settled and I looked at the waivers. I was like, wow, I kind of want that. I kind of wish I would have picked up Jackson Dart with him. I think my team would be in a way better spot now than if I did that. But yeah, he's a sneaky guy. I looked at that actually today and saw that he was 9, and it's ridiculous. I couldn't believe that he's the 9th receiver in the NFL right now.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. He's been having a great season. The other thing I wanted to call out on Dean's side, actually, don't know if anyone caught this, but I'm guessing he had Rome Odunze in his lineup, and he got ruled out right before the game, so he had to make a lineup change. He put in Isaiah Likely over Kyron Williams, which I even saw this before the Lions game, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And if
Did he actually?
Kyron would have won.
That is fucking wild. That is horrible.
He would have won by like half a point.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is
brutal.
so bad. Oh, I mean, he was starting Kyron all year.
And
Oh
Kyron,
my God, that is bad.
I understand the Lions have a good run defense, but the over-under for this game was like 55. Like, you had to expect him to get a few goal line carries, which he did on like the first 2 drives. I think he scored on both the Rams' first 2 touchdown drives. So,
Bro,
Dean said it himself.
Projected double. That's insane. Sorry.
That is insane. No, you're good. That the actual projection is insane too. I didn't know that he was projected double, but like he said it himself. He tinkered too much. He would have won.
hey, I'm all for getting cute with the matchups, but maybe now it's Kyron Williams versus Isaiah Likely. I think I'm just going to roll with the stud there in that one, but that's just me.
Right. I want to stay away from that Rams offense. Man.
All right. Well, anyone else got anything to add on Nichols or Dean's team here? Or do we want to throw it to our other matchup from the first round with Ron and his matchup?
I'll say something quick, but I mean Dean's team. We were at Jerry Martz's, and he was just fucking dogging me the whole time. He's like, "This is my league. This is my league." And sure enough, I don't know how JT slowed down, but I think it was the Steelers game. We bottled him up for like 55. And then since then, he's been terrible. EGBUKA, I've been seeing EGBUKA washed. Like, come on. But still, it's like, holy shit. And then Jeff, I mean, hasn't been able to put it together. And on paper, he definitely had the best team. And, of course, Phil was like, who let him draft this team? But that just goes to show, man, it's a long week, and it's a long season. So, yeah, it was pretty – I don't want to say good to see. I love Dean, but yeah, it was good to see a big dog go down. Congrats, Nichols.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I don't belong here, but I'm happy to be here.
Hey, you started what, like 6-0? You belong.
Wow, 6 losses in a row doesn't help.
You're a key waiver wire piece away from winning a championship right now.
God, don't even bring that up. I was going to bring it up at some point. We'll pass that for now.
I hope it's the pickup offer I have right now that hopefully will go through tonight.
Just need a 3rd string receiver who goes off for 20 in the championship.
All right, screw it. We're bringing that up now. Who was it? It was a wide receiver, and then like Jay Ajayi, I think you picked up as like you were like 6 and 7, barely stuck in the playoffs. Get to the championship somehow. I'm projected to win by 40. And then, like Jay Ajayi scores 3 tutters. Some other rando scores. I'm like, God damn it!
It was the Buccaneers 3rd string receiver that I picked up off waivers.
Jesus. I was so pissed. I was going to talk about it at some point. I'm like, I'm nervous as hell to play Ron because this guy beats me in the playoffs all the time.
Yeah. So don't want to jinx it this year, but we'll see.
We'll just stay off the waivers and I'll be happy.
I'm perusing. I'm looking tonight.
He hasn't even been paying attention to the pod. He's just been looking on waivers this whole time. You're falling behind him.
Oh man.
All right. Well, Ron, we already kicked it over to you a little bit here. You want to just go ahead and break down the matchup you had against Barrett's team here to knock him out?
Yeah, I mean, Barrett had some solid pieces. He had Caleb Williams, and the Bears were playing pretty solid for most of the year. And then he had Jackson Smith and Jigba, who was best receiver all year. So, I mean, he definitely had some key pieces. I don't know when Drake London was called out, but I mean, that would have been a bit more impactful if he had played. But I mean, basically the core three that I've had carrying me for a little bit here have been ETN at the running back. I don't know when he started kicking it, but they just have been feeding him touchdowns left and right. And then Josh Allen at quarterback, and then Puka as my receiver one. That dynamic trio has been giving me 70 to 80 plus in the last couple of weeks, sometimes more than that. So as long as they can keep fueling this parade, I don't know how long we can go through the playoffs and keep winning. But it worked out well. A little worrying with the Mahomes injury for Rashee Rice. And then Pittman underperformed with Rivers. So a little bit unfortunate going forward about how those receivers are going to work out. But I don't really have too many backup options. So we're just going to have to roll the dice with them. Unless I find someone on waiver.
Don't even say it. Don't even say it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, Cole, speaking of those wide receivers you have, I mean, you were talking about, like, are you going to be able to start, like, Rashee Rice or Michael Pittman, I guess, with the quarterback issues? I obviously had Michael Wilson on your bench last week. He was playing the Texans, so obviously I understand that, but probably can slot him back in this week, I would guess. I mean, do you have any preference? Like, do you feel comfortable with Rashee Rice or Michael Pittman out there next week?
I think I'm going to take out Pittman. I mean, it didn't seem like Rivers was able to push the ball down the field too much, but the Chiefs, I think the backup is Minshew, so he's able to sling it a little bit. And I think who else are they going to throw it to besides Rice? I was surprised that the Cardinals were able to move the ball as much as they were against the Texans. I feel like they've shut down things in the past, but McBride had like an insane day. I think it was like 30 plus something crazy. And then Wilson had 15 plus as well. So I feel like that's a must start going forward, regardless of the situation.
Yeah, totally agree.
I was reading a little bit about Chiefs and Rams injury reports. Both Rashee Rice and Puka are extremely injured. So just want to let you know that. Keep that in mind. I'd watch that.
Such a dick.
Dude, I'm trying to help him out.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye on those reports.
Yeah, and then one other, Haley Steinfeld. Yeah, that pregnancy that she released way too late. She's about to give birth this weekend. So Josh Allen, he's gone.
He's gonna play for his kid.
It might be a baby bump.
He's gonna win a ship for his kid.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I wanted to add on your team was Puka Nacua. I think at the beginning of the year, like, this is the guy I was afraid of, like, with the whole Stafford thing and like Devontae Adams coming. Like, I think you took him either like late first round or early second round, and like in that spot, I was like, I felt kind of like nervous taking him there with all those question marks. But dude, he's just been a stud again this year. I mean, he's a fantasy stud year in and year out. And I was kind of pissed we didn't do the podcast last week and pick any best bets because Puka over 100 yards against the Lions was possibly the freest bet on the market this last weekend. So I hope a lot of people got on that. He torched us for like 170 in the playoff game 2 years ago. So yeah, whenever Puka plays the Lions, you already know he's going off. So shout out for the great pick. I was definitely a little scared of him, but shout out for pulling the trigger on Puka.
Yeah, I mean, it made up for my first round pick of Genty, who kind of fell off a cliff early on. But yeah, it's pretty astounding that they were able to support two wide receiver ones over there for the entire season. Adams has had a great year as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's nice when they can spread it out too. Like Puka just takes all the yards, Adam takes all the touchdowns. So at that point, they're each getting a pretty decent share of fantasy points there. So
yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about Kyron. He's a RB1 as well. Hard to believe. He's running back 9.
Yeah, they got a good system going over there.
I would have benched him last week.
Yeah.
I would have too.
Maybe take some of that advice.
Wild. Isaiah fucking Likely. That is crazy.
I'm happy with it.
Luckily, she said yes.
Oh, man.
Unless anyone else has anything to talk about in this matchup, the only other thing I was going to say, I mean, Colin, we talked about it all year with Barrett's team. Like, his team was pretty solid, just no depth. And then you see, like, Troy Franklin actually had a great day, but you just see, like, he's relying on a lot of his starters to just have a good week in and week out. Like, not a lot of places to look for, like, good matchups, things like that. Like, he didn't have a lot of flexibility. So I can't say I'm super surprised to see him out in the first round, but I hated on his team so much from day one. He made the playoffs, and he had a good record throughout the year and beat me in a game. So shout out Barrett. Good season overall. I'm kind of surprised his team faltered so much. I feel like they were on a really hot streak. We talked about kind of the things that worried us a little bit, but man, the season came to a halt real quick, I guess, when you're playing a hot team like Ron.
Absolutely. I mean, in Barrett's defense, you can't really blame it on one guy, but Drake London being out, I mean, that guy was like an automatic 20 points each week, and he probably had to start maybe he did start Franklin for him, so really didn't end up hurting him that much, but that definitely hurt for him. So good season, Barrett. I guess so. I don't really have anything on Ron's matchup, but I was gonna lead a little bit into me and Ron's matchup here coming this week. Ron's got a guy named Puka Nacua playing on Thursday night. It's already given me flashbacks. One, all of Ron's waiver pickups in recent playoff runs that murdered me. But last time, I think that I was in a big playoff game and was playing against a guy playing on a Thursday night. I think it was the championship. Tommy, Alvin Kamara dropped 6 touchdowns or something. I'm like, it's not even Thursday at 10 o'clock, and I already lost. So I'm definitely very scared for Puka on Thursday night.
Yeah, thanks for the shout out, Colin. Haven't had many Christmases better than the one in 2020. So shout out Alvin for that one.
Indeed. But hey, I do have to say on my side, I got Christian McCaffrey playing Phillip Rivers on Monday night. So we're never going to be out of it.
Yeah, I don't think I have too much to add on the upcoming matchups. I mean, we'll see what ends up happening this week. I mean, you guys definitely have the 2 highest projections this week. It looks like both of you up to at close to 140. So we'll see if this one ends up being a shootout. Colin, I do see you have Jameson Williams in your lineup. Are you aware of that? Like, he always scores pretty low when he's in there. Just making sure.
I am super aware, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be tinkering all week. I feel like I've got a lot of very average guys. Like Cortland Sutton, for example. Had him in my lineup pretty much all year. Never really took him out, but like last week he goes off. I was close to for sure benching him this week, but it's like he goes off last week. It's like, who do I start over him? Like maybe Woody Marks if he's healthy. Jacoby Myers, who's been putting up numbers, hasn't gotten in the end zone, but still putting up like 12, 14. Then we got Jalen Warren on the bench. Just a bunch of like very average guys that I'll be tinkering with. But JMO, he's locked in, man.
Just wait till you hear the first 3 names I'm tinkering with. You are just fine. Like it's bad.
Fair enough. Well, that's all I got to say on my team. So take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I could start with Nichols and I's matchup. I mean, I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Nichols has really put it together these last couple weeks, and the emergence of Tyrone Tracy and Wandale. I mean, for God's sakes, I didn't think 2 giants would scare me. And I mean, Derrick Henry, Bucky Irving coming back is huge for you, Nichols. And I'll be interested to see if I saw this morning you were starting with Aaron Jones, and then I just looked, and now it's DK. So I'm doing a little bit of the same, but I got Khalil Shakir, Jordan Addison, and Darren Waller. So, I mean, it's a little different. But, yeah, I'm confident. I feel like I got a couple good matchups with Amon-Ra and Devon Achane against the Bengals. And, yeah, I feel like Achane could put up a 50 burger. So that's what I'm relying on. And, yeah, Nichols, I'd like to hear from you.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of the opposite problem. You're right. I'm struggling with who I want to start this game. Aaron Jones is on my bench now. And I'm kind of on the side of what does ESPN know that I don't right now? Because this is his highest projection of the year. I mean, who are they playing? It's against the Giants. It's a bad defense, but like they don't give him the ball that much. Like he doesn't produce a whole lot of fantasy points. He's still a good player, but like the way they use him, it's not really a fantasy forward kind of deal. So right now, I think where I'm at with it is I'm keeping it where it is. I do have a waiver pickup that I'm hoping I can get tonight, and that could shake some things up. I'm not gonna say it.
You're not getting Phillip. I know you're trying to pick him up.
I'm not trying to pick up Phillip. But yeah, no, it's one of those things. I'm pretty happy with where I'm sitting right now. I mean, it was shaky for a 6-game loss streak, not having Bucky Irving. He hasn't really broken out since coming back too, so I'm kind of looking forward to some of that happening. So yeah, I would say you might be more scared than I am because you said it out loud. I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm not scared this week. So
yeah, I mean, Devon Achane. I mean, that guy might put up 70. And I mean, watching Waller last night, I'm like, they have nobody else to throw to. So I'm tinkering with Shakir, Addison, A.D. Mitchell, and then Waller. And it's a plethora of riches. So I don't know who I'm going to start, but I know it's probably going to fuck me. But I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm not scared of you, Jack. I'm not. I'm ready.
Get Alex in there,
is that he's playing with house money.
Absolutely not. No Colts receiver will be in my lineup. I can promise you that. Phillip Rivers is throwing loaves of bread. I can't have that.
Sorry, I cut you off, Cole. What were you saying?
I was gonna say that Jake's playing with house money at this point. He's in here, snagged the win off of Isaiah Likely's 0 point.
So true.
Set up.
I mean,
he's just got nothing to lose. So the players are just gonna go out there and play free.
Least points of the year. Least points of the year. I already said it in this podcast. I don't feel like I deserve to be here, so fuck it. Like let's have some fun. Like that's where I'm at right now. Like this is higher than I thought I was going to finish. So yeah, I'm excited. It should be a fun matchup this week.
Likewise, Ben.
Yeah, it's funny you guys brought that up. I was talking about Collins and Cole's projections. They're like 137 to 137. Then we come over to Nichols' team. He's got a nice little 119 planted underneath this team. So we'll see if the guys can play free this week. Maybe get a couple of 20 and 30 bombs out there from guys just being relaxed out there and playing some ball, having some fun. So we'll see what happens.
Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose.
Yeah, I was looking at the rankings. I think if I hadn't had scored as much as I did, maybe I would have been able to slide into that 6 seed spot instead of the 4 seed.
I was thinking about that too, Ron. I'm scared to play him, man.
I don't know why this is the matchup that we've got going here. Would have rather been on the other side of the bracket, I think.
I know you got a couple stallions up top and then a couple blue collar boys down below.
Scrapping together some wins, baby. Just scrapping them together.
Yep.
Oh man.
All right. Well, what were you saying, Colin?
I was gonna say I was trying to think what else. I don't know. Anybody else have anything you want to cover?
I was going to say, unless anyone has any other fantasy stuff, I was curious, Colin, you had mentioned earlier, maybe talking a little bit about like Super Bowl or playoff predictions. Like, I feel like this year has been kind of like all over the place. Like, there's not really any like dominant teams. Maybe like one I might have in mind, but I wouldn't even really say they're like super dominant. But does anyone have any strong opinions on like Super Bowl winner, AFC winner, NFC winner, anything like that?
I do have a strong opinion. If I were a betting man, the AFC is wide open. And I do think of the market's going to be all over the Broncos after last week. I mean, that was a big win. But, dude, like Bo Nix in the playoffs, Drake May in the playoffs, it's like, I mean, it's Josh Allen's year. I really think it is. And James Cook's been balling. And I get that they don't have the guys on the outside, but they got Kincaid and Dawson Knox who are balling. And I think it lines up perfectly for them. They're going to have to go on the road in the first week of the playoffs as a wild card. But if they can win that first game, man, I like the Bills. I do too. And I mean, if on the other side, if the Rams can stay healthy, I think it's them. I really do. I mean, nobody can guard that offense. And then, you have Jared Verse on defense. They're flying around. So yeah, give me Stafford.
Yeah, that's the team I had in mind was the Rams when I said there's maybe one team that stands out. I mean, watching them firsthand this last week play against the Lions, I mean, I don't know the last time we've seen an offense that's this stacked, like literally just like all around. Like, I mean, like the Chiefs teams obviously have like a Mahomes, like they've had him and they've had some great offense. But like when you look all around every position, like this is a crazy offense. Like it's going to be tough to beat. And they also just have a great pass rush too. Like they're putting some good pressure on Goff. They've been doing it all year. They got a ton of good young pass rushers. So I would definitely pick the Rams if I was a bet man, of course. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. I was actually going to say the Bills for the AFC. I feel like there's a lot of good defensive teams like Broncos you had called out, Texans, Patriots you had called out as well, like good defensive teams or whatever. But yeah, I just feel like if the Chiefs are out, like it could be a good year for the Bills and Josh Allen to pounce, even though their rush defense is literally like a middle school team. But I still think they could overcome that with the big advantage they're going to have a quarterback in a lot of these matchups in the AFC.
Dude, I've been a big fan of them all year. Patriots, man. I totally agree. I mean, it's Drake May in the playoffs. But like, dude, this AFC is wide open. Now, I will say one team that we haven't talked about. If Phillip Rivers can stay healthy, then
are you fucking kidding me? No way. No fucking
then you
way.
do have to watch out for him. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. But the Patriots, man, I love them. They're a solid team. Bills are definitely better, but I wouldn't be surprised. Drake May's been having a great year, and I like the dude. So watch out for him.
Dude, I was laughing at first, Zach, like holding up his Steelers shit, and then you start talking about Phillip Rivers. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
I'm telling you, man, there is not a hotter quarterback in the NFL other than Josh Allen than Aaron Rodgers.
Bryce Young's
I mean, Mayflower in the playoffs. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Bryce Young's leading the Panthers on a wild card win, and then they're taking a dark horse round.
Dude, imagine Panthers Jags Super Bowl. How insane would that be?
It is kind of crazy to see, like, over these past couple weeks how, I mean, the AFC South is a joke. It's always been. And, like, I mean, these two teams, like the Texans and the Jags, I mean, they've come out of fucking nowhere. And, yeah, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is balling, CJ Stroud's balling, so it's good. It's good to see.
It does feel like this is the year for Josh Allen, though. Like, the runway is cleared for him to really take it. So we'll see how it all breaks down.
Yeah, especially if your Steelers can fend off those Ravens for a little longer. Runway's going to be nice and clear.
I'm telling you, we're going to get we'll host a playoff game if we do get in, and from there, I mean, Rodgers is playing lights out right now, so who knows? Who knows?
If you get the 4 seed, you might be hosting the Bills.
You might be hosting Phillip versus freaking Aaron Rodgers. God,
dude, you have to win. You have to win out. Like it's.
We're gonna be all right, man.
I've got a future on him. It's dead.
Believe.
Dead.
All right. Well, unless anyone else has anything to call out, thanks guys for coming on. Good luck this upcoming week. We'll see who comes out victorious and head into the championship. I'm not sure if we'll do a podcast next week. I'm leaving for Cancun, and we got the holidays coming up. So, what the hell is this guy doing?
Come on, man.
You're such a bird. Whose jersey is that?
Peyton Manning, man.
Oh my God.
You gotta sing the Colts song.
Colts.
As soon as he said break Aaron Rodgers' neck, that's when the season went for a fucking nosedive.
It's true.
Don't
really
was. Say that.
All right, yeah, as I was saying, thanks guys for coming. Good luck in your games. Have a happy holiday, and yeah, thanks guys for coming out. Colin, do you have anything to add for him?
Nah. Good luck, everybody. Sure, it's gonna be a good matchup. Me and Ron both have some some Sunday and Monday night guys playing, so probably gonna come down to the wire. And wishing everybody the best of luck.
And then I think Nichols on our side, it'll come down to, I mean, you're Derrick Henry and Lamar, so it'll end on Sunday night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Thanks for having us on again, Colin and Tommy. It was a good time, man.
All right, ending our quick little intermission there. We're just going to go ahead and recap our best bets from last week, and then I think we've got a handful of season-long best bets that we can recap as well. So maybe I'll start us off with this last week. Did not go very well for either of us here. I don't have the totals on the year. I want to say I was just about, I was up only 0.13 units last week. I went 0-3 this week, so we're probably sitting at about like -3 or whatever on the year. Pittsburgh versus Baltimore, Sunder was horrible. Seattle versus Atlanta, this one was kind of just unfortunate. Like, it was literally like 6-6 at halftime, and then Seattle dropped like 30-some in the second half. So I think they combined for literally like 45 or 46 points too. So this one was just really a bad beat. Then the other one, I would say it was a bad beat, but honestly, it's a divisional game. I know better than to be betting on those with two teams that aren't very good. Buccaneers ended up losing to the Saints to sell the parlay. I had them at -2.5, but obviously they lost, so they didn't cover. Rams beat the shit out of the Cardinals, and then the Bengals actually I think they were beating the Bills for a while, or at least contending for a while. And then Joe Burrow turned the ball over twice in like 2 seconds late in the game. So they still ended up covering the 14.5, but I was going to say that one was like a complete no sweat until the end of the game where they lost by like 10 or 11 points. So still ended up going 0-3 because of the Buccaneers, but we'll be on to I guess we won't be on to the next week. I don't have any picks tonight. So shoot, guess I'll have to make up the money somewhere else on the side, not on the pod.
Yeah, maybe we'll get something going here. But that was definitely tough, the Seattle Atlanta. I know it was a couple weeks ago, but I still remember that. That was so frustrating. For me though, I had a little more frustration too. We had Colts at Jacksonville trying to break the curse. Yeah, that didn't happen. I think, was that the game that Daniel Jones got hurt too? Maybe. No, I think it was the week. Was it?
Yeah.
It was the week. Yeah. So playing in Jacksonville, I hope next year we just like don't play any of our starters and just take the loss, because never seems to get it going. Did have one win though. Packers -6.5 for Chicago. They won by 7. I thought for sure that they were going to miss the extra point to go up by 7, but they hit it. So thank you for that. And then we had a little Thursday night flyer. I'm pretty sure everything hit except for Pickens. Pickens didn't score, and he may have not gotten his 60 yards, but Gibbs and Javonte got in, and Goff hit his yards. But either way, didn't hit it. I think we lose about like 0.6 units last week, and I think that takes me down to a little over like 3.5 units on the year. So can't be too upset about that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, actually. That last one there, Pickens, he finished with 37 yards and obviously still needed a touchdown, but like literally a 23-yard touchdown would have sealed the deal. And this game against Detroit was competitive until the very end. I think the Lions ended up winning by 14 just because of like some late game stuff, but Dallas was in it the entire way. So a Pickens touchdown could have been looming at any time. I really thought, like, going into the fourth quarter, I was like, shoot, dude, this actually might like hit. It's looking really good, but Pickens had a horrible game, even with CD going down in that one too with the concussion. Like, he still didn't even turn anything on. I feel like people were ripping on him for like his effort in this one, especially like being the wide receiver 1 and stuff. So kind of sucked for that one too. It was really, really close though for a flyer. It was closer than freaking 2 of my best bets that were just maybe not single bets, but definitely not plus 975.
Yeah, we were definitely in it till the end, but came up a little bit short. So that'll happen with the flyer. So
yep. Oh well. We're on to the next week. I guess I actually did have a decent Sunday this week. Apparently just best bets were not going my way 2 weeks ago. So at least we bounced back a little bit. Unfortunately, didn't get any money for the podcast listeners, though. We're still sitting at about -3.
Yep. Unfortunate. Well,
all right.
Who do you got for, can you go over all of your season-long best bets? I don't know.
Yeah, all of mine are actually done. Well, JJ McCarthy one's basically done. But the other ones are actually done. So the 2 losses, I guess, were the one I had 1 unit on my division winner parlay: Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Texans, Eagles. Chiefs obviously are not going to win their division. Bills looking like they're probably not going to win their division. I guess they still have a chance though. Like, yeah, Texans, Ravens, all not looking good either. So the Eagles might be the only ones that actually squeak this one out. So kind of crazy this ended up happening. I forget what I read before this, but the Chiefs, Bills, and Ravens had all won their division for the last 5-6 plus years. So those all felt like locks. Obviously, Lamar got hurt, so their offense hasn't looked too great this year, even when he's been on the field, I guess I should say. And then the emergence of Drake May has totally just killed the Bills. So they still have a chance to finish this thing off. I guess they got the big win against the Patriots last week to keep themselves alive in the division. But, yeah, not looking good. And then the Texans are battling with the Jaguars, too, and they started off 0-3. So didn't look great there. And then my other loss, certainly going to be the J.J. McCarthy over 3,575 pass yards. Got hurt, so that's always going to kill it, but I don't think he was going to get there anyway. So I don't know exactly what his pace was looking like, but shout out Corey and whoever other of those guys in that chat were all over this under. So I should have been on it too.
Yep. I was right there with you, man.
Yeah, I really did feel good. Like with Darnold playing so well last year, like I guess I was just kind of lower on Darnold than I have been this year, kind of seeing him in a new system. And then I guess I was just a lot higher on JJ McCarthy, apparently. Someone took him 10th overall in the draft. I thought he was going to be pretty solid when he's surrounded with a lot of talent like that. They've had some problems with offensive line, but man, seeing what Darnold did last year compared to JJ McCarthy, I was just way too low on Sam Darnold's performance last year, I think.
I'm with you.
Yep. And then my 3 winners also already done. We probably could have talked about this one like months ago, but I had week 5 Detroit versus Cincinnati over 50.5, and Joe Burrow actually ended up missing this game. Still hits though. We'll take the win there. We had 2 units on that. We had 2 units on Brock Bowers over 5.5 reception TDs, which he had like 0 through about 2 months of the season. And then he had that 3 touchdown game, followed it up with another 2 touchdown game. And then I think he got his 6th, maybe not this past game, but the one before. So able to secure that one as well. Then our last one, our baby boy, Dak Prescott. I should have bet him to lead the league in yards. Odds would have been way better, but I decided to offer the safer option of over 38.75.5 pass yards. Knew he was going to smash that thing. Great fantasy pick. Knew it all the way. Unfortunately, couldn't take us to a title, but hey, maybe he'll be back with the squad next year. We can run it back.
Absolutely. Love it. Yeah, I was going to say, man, your 2 unit plays all hit. So real good there. That'll probably get you above. No, that'll definitely get you above even for the year. So congrats on those. Those were some good reads.
Yeah, it's a good call. Maybe we'll have to recalculate the stuff at the bottom because, yeah, not looking too great after this past week. But, yeah, once we add that in there, maybe back in the green there a little bit.
You might be, yeah. So I guess I'll kick it over to mine. So you mentioned your NFL division parlay. I had 3 of those teams: Bills, Ravens, Texans for a 2 unit plus 404. This is not totally dead yet. They're all 1 game back in their division. It's probably dead. But I mean, I don't know, man. The Bills obviously are competing with the Patriots. That was a huge win this last week. I know the Patriots have a crazy easy schedule, so that's probably done. Ravens, I mean, they're competing with the Steelers, not a great team, and the Texans, it's the AFC South. So you never know. That's not totally dead there, so I'm not going to count it as a loss yet. Moving on, we got Trey McBride over 4.5 touchdowns for a unit. I believe that's already hit. Yeah. So that one's a win. We got JMO over 875 receiving yards. Has not hit yet, I don't think. 1.5 units. But this was not looking good at a certain point in the season, and he's been tearing it up. So I think he's still got a chance there. Do you have
this just in, Colin? He has 936 receiving yards. I was gonna say, I swear I saw he got over 900 last game.
Let's go. All right. Count that one a win. Speaking of wins, Patriots over 8.5 plus 115. Another win there, 1.5 units. Now we get into a rough one. Bills and Ravens each over 11.5 wins. Don't think it's possible for the Ravens to get there. I don't think. Yeah, so that one's toast. And then EGBUKA and Jacoby Myers, 750 receiving yards parlayed. I think there's still a chance. EGBUKA. You look up EGBUKA if you can. I got Jacoby. Jacoby's actually pretty close, I think. Yeah, he's at 707, so he's looking good if he can stay healthy.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I Googled the last one, and so I was just doing it again real quick, and it did not have what I was.
I might be able to get it real quick.
I was going to say I've got one on fantasy.
Oh, okay, boys. That might be another win. EGBUKA's at 870. So we need Jacoby for like 45 yards, and that's another win. So overall, these season long bets look pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd be shocked if EGBUKA didn't make it to 750 yet, but I guess we were just talking about how he's faltered over the last like month or two or whatever. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't speak too fast. He's had some pretty big stinkers over the last 2 months, so maybe he hadn't gotten there yet. But what'd you say, like 8? He's almost at 850 or something. So yeah, he's already got that pretty well cleared. And then what'd you say Myers was at, like 7?
I think 704. I got it right now. 707.
Okay, yeah.
More.
Just need, one more half-decent game should be good. And, yeah, it seems like he's become Trevor Lawrence's favorite target there. So see if he can keep things rolling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I'm actually extremely happy about this. I have not really looked at this until about 5 minutes ago, and looking good. So hopefully that Texans, Bills, Ravens parlay can maybe come out of nowhere, but not looking great there.
Yeah, I don't know how the Texans-Jags tiebreakers look right now. I know the Ravens lost their only game to the Steelers, but they have another one coming up. So obviously if they could win that one, they at least get the first tiebreaker tied up, and then they tie up the records, assuming they finish the same otherwise. So, yeah, that'll obviously be a big game, that Ravens-Steelers one. I think that's Week 18.
Definitely. So we'll see. Never know. But I don't know. I got nothing else. I don't have any best bets for this week. It's early. It's Tuesday, but I don't know. It's always a wise bet. Phillip Rivers last week was plus 102, I think, to throw a passing touchdown. Simple money. If he's there again, I highly suggest you take it.
Michael actually, he was at my house for the Lions game, and he made a parlay or something. He had like Phillip Rivers over 125 passing yards or something in there, and he missed it by like 5.
Tough.
Hate to see that.
Oh man. But yeah, I got nothing else. If you're all good.
I don't have anything else. Shout out the boys for coming on. Good luck this upcoming week. We'll see who moves on to the championship.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good luck to everyone. Appreciate it. And as always, go Lions and bleed blue.